If you draw the internal diagram of any operational amplifier or any voltage amplifier, the internal resistance of any operational or voltage amplifier is very high. So this is the internal resistance Ri. Ideally it is infinity. On other hand, output resistance R naught is 0. Internal gain of operational amplifier is very high. Ideally it is infinity. Here we connect source V of S and the source resistance R of S. We connect load resistance RL. The voltage appears across internal resistance is Vi. The voltage appears external resistance is. Since the input resistance is infinity, the current entry into the operational amplifier is 0. That's why internal power consumption ideally is 0. Practically it should be as low as possible. So the internal resistance ideally infinity and practically it is very greater than the source resistance. Output resistance R0 should be 0. Normally it is not possible to make the output resistance 0. That's why practically R0 always should be very less as compared to load resistance. It is a comparative term. The internal gain of operational amplifier is infinity, ideally infinity, practically as high as possible. For any system, why we need infinity gain? We want finite output with any input. For example, we have output voltage 5 volts. So V0 is the product of internal gain into input voltage. So AV is the ratio of output voltage to input voltage. We are not giving any input voltage, that is 0 volt. 5 upon 0, 5 by 0 is infinity. That means for any system gain is infinity, there will be output without any input. The most important property of any operational amplifier is gain bandwidth product. This should be high, at the same time bandwidth also should be high. On x-axis we take frequency, on y-axis we take gain. It should be constant over any frequency. Gain should be remains constant. We are changing the frequency, but there should be no change in the gain. If the gain is constant with variation in frequency, ideally what we want, that should be constant up to infinity. So what is the definition of bandwidth? It is a band of frequency for which gain is constant. Constant in the sense it is independent of variation frequency. Ideally, we want bandwidth is infinity, and practically it should be as high as possible. Any amplifier, we have to compromise between gain and bandwidth. So gain bandwidth product remains constant. If you want to increase the gain, then the bandwidth have to be reduced. If you want to increase the gain, then the bandwidth has to be decreased. If you want to increase the bandwidth, we have to reduce the gain. So then only the product will be constant. And also we have to keep gain bandwidth product always as high as possible. This is the figure of merit of any amplifier.